Hi everyone, welcome to today's live. I'm going to show you guys how to do sea moss from scratch. What I did last night was soak about this much dry sea moss. And the cool thing about sea moss is that it expands out and you're able to get a lot of it from just a small bag like that. So this is about as much sea moss that we got from that, a small portion like that. And so what we do is we soak it overnight with lime or lemon. You could use either or, and what that does is just cut out some of the marine taste, the water taste, fresh taste. Again, so we've been soaking this about 10 hours, 11 hours. All right, so I'm gonna start by rinsing this off. And you wanna just make sure you rinse it thoroughly. And as you can see, there's no debris in our sea moss. So it's very clean already. Our sea moss farmers ensure that they're sending the cleanest sea moss up to us in Miami. So we just clean it. And so this is the part of the stem of the plant that normally is cut and to propagate, to self-propagate, and that's how you keep on creating more and more sea moss. Okay, so once I got that clean, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in the blender. And I just add filtered water. So not much, I normally cover it half water. So just make sure that you have most of this covered in water. So you see, you give it a good portion of water, just covering most of it. And I will begin to blend. Let it run. You can see that it's watery still. On blending. So we don't cook our sea moss, it's all raw. We just soak it overnight, we don't heat it. And as you can see, it's starting to thicken up. And what I almost like, once it gets a consistency, it's a little too thick, I'll stop it. So I'm gonna pause it now. So I'll check in there and see if it's super thick. It's a little, you see it's a little thick, so, and it's still not all the way broken down, so just add a little bit more water. And that way the blades can continue to move through it. You can see it's like a nice clear consistency. All right, so that's about it. Go ahead and pause it there. I'll check it out. So you can see it's very thick. So a little bit of sea moss goes a very long way. This is some that I blended before the live, and you could just see how thick it is as you pour it down. So what you would do here is finish blending it, put it in a jar, a mason jar or bowl, whatever you have, container. And you store it for at least 2 to 3 weeks, no longer than 3 weeks. And now you feel like you're not going to use it in those 3 weeks or in that time frame, you could always freeze your sea moss for a good year. Another thing that I've seen people do is use the sea moss gel and put it in little Q-tips, freeze it, and then when they're gonna create their smoothie or use it in whatever foods they use it, they'll just pull out some of the frozen pieces from the ice cube tray. And so there you have it. This is how we make our sea moss. It's very simple. It's not as complicated as sometimes people think it is. It's just soaking, making sure that you're cleaning that sea moss thoroughly. You're soaking it with lemon or lime just to make sure it continues to clean out a little better. And you soak it overnight. And then when you're ready to blend it, make sure that you rinse it thoroughly and you blend it with some fresh filtered water. Now, we do have this recipe on our website, on our blog, so make sure you check out our blog site. We have a couple other stories there as well and a couple other recipes on there as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the live.